What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today? You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all taking care of y'allself today. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, and comment, baby. And smash that doorbell for me, baby. You heard me? And keep God first, baby, over everything. You know what I'm saying? On this note, my good people, I'm going to let this video take off. And I want y'all to listen to all these women's stories that went through domestic violence through their significant others. You feel me? But at the same time, y'all smash that like button. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't going to play no catch up after this here. You feel me? But anyway, my good people, let's go.
If my death makes just one woman tell a friend instead of holding it in, if my death reminds you to honor all you are daily, then remember my name. Shout it from the center of your soul. Wake me in my grave. And let me know that my living was not in vain. Remember my name.
My message is to other parents that, thank you, thank y'all, thank you. I appreciate that. Destiny was born August 23rd, 2000. Destiny changed my life. She changed my life. She really did. She made me become whole again. I grew with her because I had just turned 18, so I was still young myself. She was my child first, but she was my best friend. We did everything together. And I promised myself that day in the hospital when I had Destiny that I was going to do everything in my power to love this child, to take care of her always, because that's the first time that I fell in love. That's Destiny again. Like I said, I just took a lot of pictures of her. I bathed her 3 times a day. My grandma used to say, "You gonna bathe the black off that baby?" I just loved her so much, and like instantly I can feel that she was gonna change my world, because I was in a dark place when I had her. So Destiny means the world to me and still does.
September 2nd, 1996. She changed my whole life. I did a complete 360 when I had her, man. It was like I just fell off the face of the earth and just dedicated all my time to her. So we just had this bond that was like
Mariah's dad is like family to me. I've known them forever. Mariah and Irie used to sit in my kitchen playing Barbie dolls and eating cookies while Zach and the family were all hanging out together, like when we'd have Sunday together. They were very close, very close.
But you know, I knew my daughter wasn't, you know, she had a little wild side on her too, but you know, as far as what her friends tell me, I could say she was loved by many. When she bring her friends over, they talk about, "Baby, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with your eye? What's wrong with your arm?" Nothing. You know, the typical kid's gonna tell you it ain't nothing. But you know as a parent that it's something. The typical, I fell, you know, I hurt this when I was running and stuff like that. You know, that you tell them, I heard them before. Tell me what's really going on. But it's just the scaredness, because she know how I am. I'm a protector. I'm gonna handle my business if I have to when it comes to my kids. I mean, I can't do nothing but listen to those answers if she ain't really telling me to go see. So now I can't see my baby come out of college. Here where I go now, because this is what she gave me. And she told me I better not mess it up.
Tough looking back.
Yeah.
Listen, I believe that she was to whoever she was around what they needed. So to me, she just always played her role as, that's my baby sister, and I was her big brother. She was also a little firecracker. She wasn't the type to let nobody push her around. You know, she was the type to problem, speak her mind. She was the giving type, right? She would give her last, and I mean that like literally, she would give her last. This was Annie, little Annie, the one that lived with my mama. This was her awards day. This was the actual last awards day that my sister gonna be able to go to with her children, and this is it right here. Get it, mama. That's my sister saying, "Get it, mama."
She's very, just a beautiful person. I mean, she don't never put her feelings before us. She always try to make us happy.
We would be out to eat right now. She would be telling jokes about almost everything, anything, talking about we got a graduation to get ready for and walk across the stage.
DN Champion King was a mother, a sister, a daughter, and a friend to many. According to Columbus police, Champion King was allegedly stabbed multiple times by her spouse.
Life is very short, but I never thought I'd be here.
She hid a lot. We're learning that now. She hid a lot of pain that we didn't know about.
But we didn't know my sister was going through this much pain. We didn't know he was going to kill her.
And I'll never forget when I met him. I couldn't believe, first of all, my sister was even with this person, and I even said it, and my mom asked me, she said, "Shavla, be nice," you know, and she was like, "Deanne really likes him." Like I heard one situation, her coworker was saying that he came up to her job, and they said all of the people in the kitchen, all the guys, literally went out to go beat him up because he was being physical with her there at the restaurant. She used to be one of the managers at Outback. And they had to run him off the property, from my understanding. I just found this out through all this process. And I'll never forget her saying to me that they used to all ask her, "Why are you still with him? Why are you with him?" And she would say, "I love him." It goes back to 2014 that the domestic calls started happening, and she was calling the police to get help. And we did see in the records, it does show that each time my sister dropped it.
Let me just say this to you. If you say, well, how can that be? Well, I'm not a sociologist, I'm not a psychologist, I'm just a judge. Okay? But over the years that I've had these cases come before me, I've had some of the victims say to me outright, "Look, Judge, this is the support for our family. If he's in jail, our family's gonna suffer."
It's true. It's true. Until you have lived it. And the one question that people ask, did you stay? Why did you stay? My mom said they asked her the same thing. She said, "I saw so much of me in you, and I didn't want you to go through what I had." And it's the same thing I tell my own to this day.
People forget too with domestic violence, every day is not bad. Victims loved that abuser. You know, they didn't go on a first date and get punched in the eye and think, "Let's go out again."
Because I still love him, and I was thinking like, okay, he's here in Alaska, he's with my family, he's away from his family, he's gonna change, it's me. So I decided like, if I just do what he says and calm down, try not to argue, hold back, maybe things would get better.
I had left, we were married 8 years, so I had left the home a total of 5 times.
We know that it's a process. I think statistics show it takes 7 to 9 times.
And I gave my view, and then he said something else, and then, you know, I wasn't agreeing. We weren't really arguing, so next thing I know, you know, he slapped me. He slapped me across the face, and I saw stars.
His plan was that I would work until I was 30, and then when I was 30, I would stop working and homeschool our kids, and like the whole plan was laid out for me. And I graduated from college and decided maybe that I wanted to go get my master's. And we had a conversation where he said, like, what's the point of you getting your master's, because you're going to stop working when you're 30 and going to start raising kids to get your master's. I was asking him to change some things, and he said, I like myself and I'm not going to change. Up with saying that if I would have known that you were going to change your mind about the plan that he had, I would have married you.
Seen now at this Elizabeth Canty apartment in South Columbus, where blood splatters are still visible outside the front door. Inside, 4 victims butchered to death, including a 3-year-old, 1-year-old, and infant baby girl. Their mother, 29-year-old Jerica Spellman, suffered the most trauma with more than a dozen stab wounds.
This was a horrendous scene that has had some bearing on the thoughts of the officers, investigators, as well as family members.
Violence might not discriminate. Public reaction does. Specifically, if I could be candid, with Jerica Spellman. Instead of everybody being horrified and shocked, there were people who were quick to say, wait a minute, look at their pictures on Facebook. Look what she did for a living. Look where she worked. Is it okay that a mom and her little babies were stabbed to death because she was an exotic dancer on Victory Drive? Why is it even being mentioned? Why was it even brought up? I know it's the nature of what I do. I know that's what we do. We go and we look. Showed up perhaps in North Columbus on another horrific domestic violence incident where people were killed. Very different public reaction. Nobody deserves what happened to Jerica Spellman.
News clips. Man, I think that made me actually believe and know that this is real. But for months, man, I just been hoping that it's been a big, long dream. And I just been hoping to wake up. Just been hoping to wake up.
A lot of my clients that are African American or Hispanic, their families, when it comes to abuse or infidelity, they don't go to get help. They don't go to counseling. They don't believe in doing none of that.
When I do trainings for CPD, I try to make sure that the officers are aware that there are cultural barriers. In certain communities, I can say the African American community, it's not always okay to call law enforcement. So when someone may be in a situation where they need help, they won't call law enforcement. Their neighbors may call, and then they may be reluctant to speak to law enforcement once they arrive.
What goes on in a courtroom has been described before as the only on a domestic case. Every part of your life is subject to being opened up and examined and held up to the light of day for inspection. And
I'm not sure, like, I'm just gonna go out to eat and then we're gonna come home. 10 o'clock rolled around.
I pray that
and
y'all
I didn't even wait till 10. It was like 9:35 because I'm sitting here like, you should walk in the door like 9:29, 9:28. She's skinny by her teeth, but she don't be late, you know.
For this man.
So I'm like, okay, something ain't right.
Have no
this
excuse
is
for no
9:35. Then she's not answering her phone, nor is she answering her text messages.
Doing this to
10
you,
o'clock rolls around.
Tell somebody.
Finally, I get a message back, and I said, Destiny, you're late. What's going on? And it was the way the message read. That wasn't my baby texting me, because I can tell how it was worded, the way it was spelled. I mean, Destiny didn't talk like that. So I knew then it wasn't her.
So this young lady was reported missing by her mother on Friday, April 27th, 20.
They called the police that morning before I got ready to go to work, because once I stayed up all night, I couldn't sleep. I'm like, I'm blowing up her phone, I'm leaving messages, and he was texting me back again, but I knew it wasn't Destiny because of the way the stuff that he was saying. You know, it didn't even make any sense.
The case was taken one day and then was assigned the next. The detective went on and got as much information from the officer, and what we do is go ahead and put people on the news. We do a flyer and we send it to all the media outlets, and we send it to the patrol officers.
After I made the report, I started looking for her myself. I have a friend named LaTanya Merritt. We hit the ball rolling, hit them streets. We made flyers. I wasn't gonna stop until I found her.
We did get information that she was being held against her will at a certain location.
Said from that point on, once my child said that she wanted to come home and you wouldn't let her come, that was kidnapping. We took her to the hospital.
And when they found her, she did have a black eye and some bruises to her face.
After they released her from, after she walked out the house, they let her walk out, they had Mr. Irvin in cuffs.
And she stated they were caused by the person she was with.
Pieces.
Then my daughter came and my sister was like, let me see your phone. Cause like I said, she couldn't dial out. So she grabbed my phone and she called her husband.
Don't let love get you murdered.
And she was asking what the boys was, because his family had the boys because they went to a graduation with his family.
Love yourself first.
That Friday. And so they had a little conversation. So I know my little baby ran out the door. She was like, Mom, can I ride with y'all? I was like, yeah, I want to pick up your little cousin. Yes. So we get in the car. We ride to her house because she's not far. She stayed down the street from my mom, you might as well say. So when we pull up, I sit in the car because I know her husband and me, we don't get along. So I'm sitting in the car. My baby jumps out the car and go in the house with her. So I'm just playing on my phone. I'm watching the Kendrick graduation. I was on the news and stuff. They were showing Kendrick graduation. I remember my baby just running out the house saying, Mama, he's hurting Auntie Deat. So then when I ran in there, I tried to help my sister. I thought he was just punching her. You know how you think a man on top of your sister just be, you know, fighting just on top of her penis. So when what happened was, I jumped, I started hitting him, punching him in the back of the head because he was already on the bed on top of my sister. He came up with the knife and he swung, and then he cut me. So that's when I realized he had a knife, and my baby was behind him, so I like run. We running out the door, so it was some Mexicans outside cleaning the neighbor yard. I was like, help. You know, they probably didn't understand help, so I went to beating on the neighbor door. I was like, help, give me a gun or something, help. I was like, I need help, you know, because I'm cut, my hand was cut. I was like, call the police, help, because I already called the police, and I was telling them to come, but it took them like 15 to 20 minutes to come. I felt like the ambulance, 911, everybody felt me, really felt me that day, because I called the police when I was running out the door. I used the Mexican phone. The neighbors, they just standing there. I was like, y'all know how to help do CPR. Yeah, he just walked out the house. Like he around, because the neighbor was like, help me. I was telling the neighbor, he just walked out the house and walked up the road. So I ran in there and we tried to help my sister, give her CPR. He couldn't help her because he cut her so bad. He cut her jaws open, her neck open. He stabbed her so bad that I was trying to put pressure in to later, like then my mama and my sister and them pulled up, because my baby called them, and they pulled up. And then that's when the police pulled up, because my sister and them beat the police and them there. And my sister just tried to put the towel around her face so we can do CPR, but her neck still had holes in it. He cut her in the side.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all, you know, I ain't got too much to say about this video, but you know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Y'all women, y'all just need to think about who y'all laying with, who y'all laying down with. So on this note, my good people, that's the end. I'm going to scratch that, you dig? That's all I got for y'all, you know what I'm saying? But y'all know what to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, share, and comment, baby. And smash that doorbell for me, baby. You heard me? And keep God first, baby, over everything. So on this note, my good people, I'm gone from y'all, baby. I'm gone.